I'm Rantasmo, and Vampirifica needs more gay. Of all the archetypal horror monsters, vampires are perhaps the queerest. Homoeroticism can be found in even the oldest of vampire fiction, and more modern works tend to depict vampires, or at least male vampires, as sensitive, misunderstood, and often slightly effeminate, blending into the rest of society and charming their peers with their mastery of fashion and culture. But what if we had a vampire movie that approached queer sexuality in a slightly different way? What if, instead of a cool, suave, perfectly coiffed vampire with six-pack abs, we instead had a gay vampire who was more like the gay men that most of us actually know? Like, say, a dorky musical theater geek. What if someone made a movie with that vampire as the main character? Sounds kind of interesting, right? Well, have I got a surprise for you, because it exists, it's called Vampirifica, and it's not very good! Vampirifica is a movie from 2011 about a guy named Carmen, played by Martin Jurkovic, who also wrote the film's story. Carmen is a social outcast who dreams of becoming a star, only to discover that he has the reincarnated soul of a vampire lord named Raven. Raven's minions track Carmen down and revampirize him, leading him to enact bloody revenge against the people who have slighted him, which eventually includes the other vampires. Oh, and hey, it's the one girl from Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and what is wrong with her face? Vampirifica is a wasted opportunity, because I really do genuinely love this premise. An ancient vampire lord reincarnated into the body of a bitchy flamboyant gay guy? That's awesome.
I love Sarah Michelle Gellar, though.
What?
It's offensive.
Carmen is the sort of character who would normally be relegated to a comic relief sidekick role, just hanging out in the background offering snappy witticisms. But in this movie, he's the lead protagonist. He also has no romantic love interest, which is somewhat unusual for a movie with an explicitly gay lead. Which Carmen definitely is, even if they never actually say the G word.
Some guy is stalking me.
Finally!
But unfortunately, the writing is just not very good. I desperately want to like Carmen, but the character is just so incredibly unlikable. The moment he becomes a vampire, he just starts gleefully murdering people. Not even for their blood, but because he just wants to kill them.
Her blood tastes like nail polish remover.
Carmen!
And he even mixes in a bit of straight up misogyny while he's at it. Now maybe just a skosh of racism?
Well, hello, Dirty Sanchez!
Fantastic. Wait, he had a custom gravestone made in preparation for this murder? When did he do that between leaving his house to go kill her and actually killing her? And what engraver was willing to make a gravestone that says Skanky Ho on it? This all seems very excessive. And I get that they're going for like a tongue-in-cheek anti-hero thing, but that works best when the victims actually deserve to be punished within the context of the story. Like, okay, one of the victims is this guy who rapes Carmen's best friend, which I know is an incredibly lazy trope, but okay. I can at least see how that guy deserves some karmic retribution. But some of Carmen's other victims are just random service industry workers who were kind of rude to him. And really, how can you blame them for reacting impolitely to this?
You're a whore.
This is our protagonist. That's the other thing. A lot of the movie is just Carmen insulting people. That could have been great if his insults were actually clever. This is, after all, one of the major appeals of drag queens. But it's mostly just stuff like this.
You smell like ass.
The whole thing just feels very petty. The characters are supposed to be college age, but this feels more like a high school movie. I don't mean it feels like actual high school, I mean it feels like one of those movies where people are just mean for no reason.
You are so not talented.
Yeah, go back to Nazi Germany where we belong.
Wow. I will see you in Auschwitz.
And there's a way to make that work if you're doing a campy John Waters type of comedy. The writing's not over the top enough to be called campy, it's just bad enough to be painful to watch. But the biggest problem is that the movie just can't decide whether or not it takes itself seriously. It yo-yos back and forth between goofy and grimdark, and neither tone is handled especially well. And there's a weird lip-synced musical number, cause why not?
I was a virtual non-entity.
What's extra frustrating is that they clearly did have some actual talent behind this thing in spite of the low budget. The actors mostly do a decent job. Dreama Walker in particular gives a standout performance. The visual effects look pretty good, except for this one. This one is horrifying. And the action scenes are fairly well choreographed. They even managed to make Carmen look like kind of a badass. So can we maybe just redo this movie with a different script? Can we reboot the Vampirifica franchise? Because we've had such a dearth of genre movies with gay protagonists, let alone flamboyantly effeminate ones, that I don't want to see this premise go to waste. And I have to believe that we can do better than this.